Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reaction Shots for August, even though it's September. I was out of town, and then I got COVID at Gamescom. Ha ha ha.
Oh no! Oh no! That's terrible. I got my COVID vaccine, and I'm feeling that pretty rough right now.
You got it today?
I'm feeling the waves. And I got it this weekend, and it's still in me. It's still in me right now. I know that's not as bad as you. I know that's not as bad as you, but
it didn't hit me that hard. And I need to get the new booster. The booster's usually I get a booster and it's like nothing, but then Sophia, my wife, gets it and she just like gets knocked on her ass for 2 days. So
actually, I should rewind that as a public service message. It's fine. It
didn't
hurt at all.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. Everyone should get theirs. I don't mind. It's good. I love it.
I'm gonna go in and get my COVID booster and my flu shots at the same
get the flu
time.
shot.
That's what I did. I got both.
I'll be
double
tired,
dipped.
probably. I'll be a little tired.
Double dipped.
Anyways, thanks for bearing with us for having a bit of a late episode. But the upside for you now is that you get 2 episodes this month. We're gonna do one at the end of this month, as well as this one, since this one counts as August's episode. Maybe I was thinking, because James Earl Jones just passed away, maybe we'll talk about James Earl Jones. What do you think of that?
Very sad.
On the next episode, not today's, because I didn't prep that, because it just happened.
Shout out to the Sandlot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Incredible.
Sandlot, dude.
Just shows up for like 8 minutes. Yeah. He's like, just life-changing role, dude. Just like,
dude,
that character.
That would be
good cameos. Yeah.
That would be a good episode, like best cameo or like most powerful,
like one scene.
short like Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, right? He's like in it for like 14 minutes and was like the greatest thing that I've ever seen, you know? So this week it's just kind of a 2024 faves so far, kind of a 2024 halfway check-in point. Also, I sense that probably half the episode will be us yelling at each other about Romulus and Longlegs.
Romulus.
But before we get into that, and then slightly, I guess, getting into that, what have we seen lately? Matt, I feel like you never go first on that. What did you see lately?
I mean, this probably like I'll count as some of the best of. Like I've been watching tons. I saw Beetlejuice. That does not count as best of. It does not count as best of.
At least said it was fun, but not obviously like they said it was Tim Burton's best since like Mars Attacks or something, and I was like, well, that's a low bar.
Well, Mars Attacks is incredible.
Yeah. But everything since has been bad.
Yeah. Beetlejuice, I'm glad it exists because I love Beetlejuice and I want more Beetlejuice. Is this the best possible Beetlejuice we could have had? I don't know. But like Michael Keaton is great. Catherine O'Hara. Is it Catherine O'Hara or Catherine O'Hara? I don't know.
I've always said O'Hara.
Yeah, O'Hara. She's really good. She really delivers. She almost carries the movie. She really does. She's that good in it. See it. Just see it. If you like Beetlejuice, just see it. Don't not see it.
I'm not seeing it.
Huber's like, I don't want to ruin the original. It's not like
no, I don't even like the original.
Oh, you don't even like the original. Well then, how do you not like the original?
He doesn't like humor.
It's like it's like Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice. I'm just not into it.
What else is on this list? I just don't like
all these.
I don't like all these good movies.
All these like old, just weird boomer movies. I don't know. I'm just not.
They're definitively millennial movies or Gen X movies, but. Boomer movies are like Platoon. You like boomer movies. You don't like Gen X millennial movies.
There it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I just never got into Beetlejuice. I don't know.
That's
like Addams Family, same thing. Addams Family.
Okay,
Beetlejuice.
now you've gone off
Ghostbusters,
the fucking plan, whatever.
Which
is
so crazy because I love horror. and I love dark stuff. And like those movies can get pretty dark. And I love all the actors and actresses involved with them, and I just never got into like any of that.
You are off the planet Earth, man. This is wild to me.
You really are. Yeah, you love everything, but not Beetlejuice.
He doesn't love like lighthearted, whimsical, like 80s, 90s, 2000s comedies generally.
Well, you narrowed it down there, Isla.
Yeah.
You really have. Like that
he doesn't like whimsy.
Kind of like, you've put like the map, the region on the map, of like,
Matthew, as a sequel, did it do anything to make better or worse the original, or did it have no impact whatsoever?
I always think of like those in a vacuum. It's pretty rare for a movie to impact the original. I just don't view movies that way typically. I don't view them as like interconnected works generally.
Interesting.
I know that, I mean, there's huge universes that are happening right now, and a lot of times they unless they're expressly asking us to,
right?
Like Marvel is asking us,
but yeah, like the point of that is
please, watch 30 of these and view it in that context, or like maybe like Before Sunrise, or something like that, where this is a trilogy.
Die Hard with a vengeance, man. You need the Gruber lore.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it doesn't really mess with the original in too many ways. Like it brings some characters back that didn't need to be brought back. But otherwise it kind of moves things forward to the future. You learn a little bit about Beetlejuice's past in an interesting way. You're like, okay, Beetlejuice.
What James had said, Elisa's husband James had said, that it was like somebody had a notebook since the original Beetlejuice came out, and they jotted down all their good ideas for a Beetlejuice sequel, and then instead of picking like the best one or two, they just did all of them. That's what he said, and I was like, okay. And he was like, that's not exactly bad,
because of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Damn.
So that's Beetlejuice. What else did I see since then? I mean, I saw TV Glow. I saw the TV Glow.
Love it.
Yeah. And it was great. It was really good. Like I think that it is really hard to do surrealism well. It's hard to do. It's not an easy feat. And a lot of people attempt it, and God bless them for doing it, because we need it in the world, but it's not easy to land successfully. And this movie does it great. Like it does it with purpose. Thomas Pynchon, one of my favorite writers, he said that like you can't just throw in like surrealism randomly. Like it has to have a purpose. Like if you're gonna have someone play a kazoo in a scene, the kazoo still needs to play the exact right chord it was gonna play otherwise.
Right.
Like you can't just throw it in there randomly playing the wrong note. And I was like, oh, that's a good analogy for how surrealism needs to work. And he's great at doing it also. So yeah, and I saw the TV Glow was excellent. I mean, for so many reasons. But the director, I think, is I saw their first movie, and what was it called? We're All Going to the World's Fair.
Yeah.
It was a little above my head. This one, I felt like I completely was catching all the messages that they were sending, and I loved it. It was a really powerful movie that I connected to, and just thought it was fun, if you can call a movie like that fun, just because something with that kind of budget speaking to those issues was amazing. It was like, please like I saw a poster for this in my local theater in this really smallish town that I live in, and it's like, it's amazing that movies like this are getting money put at them and like made, and I was so excited to watch it. Great movie, great movie.
I really enjoyed it too.
And then I saw Paris, Texas 4K restoration.
Oh.
That's a Gen X movie right there.
Huber, thoughts?
What is that movie?
Whimsical and dark. It's Wim Wenders, and it's got Harry Dean Stanton and
Harry Dean Stanton.
and Natasha Kinski and it
Keanu?
is
No. What are we talking about?
no.
Paris, Texas. I was thinking of My Private Idaho.
Yeah, it's not that far off. And,
I just was thinking of the wrong
vibes
title.
from My Own Private Idaho. My Own Private Idaho is a little more wacky, but Paris, Texas is great. It just got a 4K restoration. I watched it in IMAX. It's being shown around the country. But yeah, it's a
I've never actually seen that one. I like Wim Wenders though.
It's got dark undercurrents though, where you think it's you think it's kind of like light. Harry Dean Stanton shows up in the desert, and Dean Stockwell is his brother, and he's like, "Where have you been over the last so many years? I'm glad you're back, but you disappeared." And then you find out a little bit about his past as the movie goes on. It's great. Great American expanses. The desert are shown on IMAX. You would love that part, Huber. You would eat that up.
Yeah, I just got chills thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like an America that's disappeared. Also, just sections of these diners and things that like you're like, just having it captured on film. Kind of movie, man. Remarkable. Yeah, it's not Beetlejuice or Goonies. I was joking about that. It is Gen X, but not goofy. So,
nice.
Yeah, I watched that. What else did I see? Oh, I saw Welcome Space Brothers. We talked a little bit about this, which
I need to see this. Yeah,
the Unarius cult, a cult that I've been to. It's actually a cult that I probably shouldn't go into this, but that's an off-camera discussion. Some of those details, but it's a cult that I have a personal connection to.
Yeah.
And I met the filmmaker, and she did one of my favorite actually cult documentary is called The Source Family. And if you haven't seen that, see it. It's just phenomenal. And Welcome Space Brothers is also good. It's about like a UFO cult in El Cajon, California. And they have incredible public access documentaries where they like little spaceships beaming them up to outer space, and they believe they were reincarnated in really just unique point of view on life. So yeah, those are some big ones recently.
Huber, what have you seen lately?
The main one is Rebel Ridge. I watched that last night. So fucking good.
Is that
it's Jeremy Saulner's new one?
Is that the one with wait, who's in that?
Don Johnson.
Oh, okay.
It's Rambo, but with racism.
Oh,
it's incredible.
Wait, Rambo.
But with straight up
Rambo does have racism.
No, but First Blood.
Is he fighting against racism?
No. We're talking about First Blood, not later Rambo.
Okay. Yeah.
First Blood when he's
this
just, like,
is
living
the
in
first,
right? Yeah. So Rambo with racism for sure. It's fucking incredible. It's Saulner, so Green Room, Blue Ruin.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Dark.
Okay. I didn't know he had a new one. I love Green Room and Blue Room.
Came out on Netflix this weekend, and it is fucking amazing. Cannot recommend enough.
What's it
called? I
called?
didn't know it was the same person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of actually Reacher, the show Reacher.
Ah.
And again, Rambo, but with heavy racism and intense societal overtones. So highly recommend.
Love societal overtones.
Like, so intense, just about cops fuck with you. What are you going to do about it? It's crazy. It's a good movie. Highly recommend. So watchable, but like, I love a good, hard-hitting, gritty movie that is also just like very easy to watch. Really good balance. I'm sure we'll get into it. I saw like Alien, and did we talk about that last time? I forget.
Yeah, we got Alien and Longlegs.
We have Alien and
talked about those. Yeah.
We have Alien Romulus and Longlegs to get into.
And then Terminator Zero, the anime.
Oh yeah,
so
you've been talking
sick.
this up.
Yes, I just finished this. It's 8 episodes. It is also on Netflix. It is a standalone Terminator tale. And I think the most interesting aspect of it is, one, it's anime, so it's in Japanese, is the original native language of it. The most interesting thing is that it takes place in Japan in the 90s. So the whole vibes of like guns, entirely different. So different watching the Terminator operate in the 90s in Japan where guns are not as readily available. And I thought that was like a really cool, interesting part of it. And then there's some other things that it does that are dramatically different than any Terminator you've seen, but it also has a lot of familiar parts. So if you love Terminator at all, highly recommend. Super, super good. And then
who made it? This sounds cool to me. Like, do you know what else they worked on?
The director of it actually did something sick. I have it right here. The person who directed it or wrote it, actually, Mattson Tomlin was the writer, and they wrote nothing. Maybe I'm thinking of the director. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm thinking of the director.
You wrote nothing.
You wrote nothing.
You directed
this film had no script.
Yeah. The director did a bunch of Bleach. So like the anime is all super intense, you know? But yeah. I highly recommend. Oh, and the writer is doing the Batman Part 2. That's why I noticed.
He's writing it?
Oh shit. Yeah, writing the Batman Part 2.
Interesting.
So intense. Yes. High stakes.
That's bananas.
Really. And then just going through, I'm halfway through season 2 of Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. And it just made me think, we'll talk about it with Alien Romulus as well. Because I can't always do it, right? I talk about The Shining. I can't fuck with any Shining things ever. But there's something so freeing and comforting about being able to watch something in a universe you really care about, in a series you really care about, but just also being able to relax and enjoy it for what it is. Like, that is so nice. And that's just what I do with Rings of Power. I just love Middle Earth and love those characters, love the production budget, like just everything about it. I really like.
It was so weird because Sophia and I were like among the few apparently who really liked season 1.
Loved season 1.
Yeah, and then the first 3 episodes of season 2 were kind of losing us because we were getting into that thing where it's like, okay, now we're into the story stuff that's like, we already know what's going to happen. Like, we already know all this stuff. Like, I want them to do something else. So I'm kind of hoping they're just like doing the rings quick really and then, okay, yeah, because I only saw the first 3, so.
3 had to do a lot of heavy lifting to set everything up, to get everyone reacclimated.
Yeah.
Show hadn't been on for 2 years. Like, season 4 now, we're like settling in.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. Yeah, Rings of Power, Terminator. That's pretty much it. Just been gaming a shitload. We're in gaming season.
Hell yeah. And like indie horror movie season, weirdly.
Oh yeah.
I watched a lot of TV while I was gone, TV shows while I was in Norway. Sophia and I watched seasons 1 and 2 of From, which
you were telling me about that.
Yeah, which is like Jack Bender is on the creative team. What's his name? Harold. I forgot his last name. No. Michael from Lost.
Oh yeah.
He's the main. He's the main guy. Yeah, he's great in this. From is really interesting, and I hope it sticks the landing. I also kind of hope that season 3 is the final season. I don't know, but like season 3 comes out in like, I don't know, 10 or 15 days or something. It's like later this month. But it's a horror mystery show, and like the mystery box stuff of it, like it kind of feels like watching Lost again. We were having a lot of fun with it, except it's like scary kind of. Some of the acting vacillates into not perfect at some points, and like some of the writing, you're kind of just like, this feels a little padded right now, but like all in all, it's really good, and the overarching story is very good. So a lot of mysteries.
Everything you described sounds just like Lost.
Just like Lost, yeah.
All the pros and cons.
Yeah. Certainly not as padded out because it's a worldwide phenomenon and they want seasons to go forever like Lost was. Also, the first time I got sick twice while I was gone. The first time I watched seasons, I think 1 and maybe 2 of Killing Eve, which I was enjoying. It was cool. I kind of at one point stopped watching it and then haven't watched it again since, but like I'm still interested. I sort of know how it ends due to lesbian Instagram, but like, so I know like where to stop watching, but yeah, I don't know. Killing Eve is fine. And this season of Only Murders in the Building has been pretty cool so far. I might be one back, but like the first few were really good and like surprisingly emotional. Like it's gotten pretty sentimental. Not sentimental in a bad way, but like, yeah. And then I saw Trap, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I watched that too.
Somebody spoiled me so
just the other
hard on
day.
it.
What's to be spoiled on? The trailer spoils it. And
That's
like,
I don't watch Shyamalan trailers. I don't watch any trailers. I don't watch Shyamalan trailers.
Well,
and he spoiled it by saying, "Yeah, I wish they didn't say that it was blank in the trailer because that would have been sick." And I was like, I don't fucking watch trailers for this exact reason.
The movie tells you that about 6 minutes in.
Chill.
So it's like you know the core premise of the movie almost immediately.
I
like
fucking love Hartnett, and I mostly love Shyamalan, so I really want to see it.
It's you. I think you would enjoy. I mean, like
October.
I don't want to parasite. It's not a horror movie. It's not. It's not scary.
It's it's
kind of a thriller, though.
It's a thriller. It's like
first week October viewing.
Sure. Watch fucking Mandy, you psychopath.
This year. Gotta be.
Tonight. Watch it later. It's not even a horror
movie. If you
movie.
like Longlegs, yeah, definitely watch Mandy. Yeah, for sure.
If you like Longlegs but want to watch something good, watch Mandy. The Trap is ridiculous. I mean, it's Shyamalan, so you go in knowing what you're gonna get,
Yeah.
And maybe I benefited from having like rock bottom expectations, because like I haven't thought any of his things were great in a while, but like they always have a good premise and then, or promising first half and then like shit the bed halfway through.
His movies always feel really good.
Yeah.
Even if they're terrible, they're always like so cozy to be in. I don't know.
For sure, yeah, for sure. This one is that. It's goofy and it's just a vehicle to like hype up his daughter, but at the same time I'm like, smoke him if you got him, man. Like if I had a daughter and I could do that for her, I would do it, Set up a big concert movie, sure, why not? Like, I don't know, he's self-funding it. Like he's not hurting anybody. Except I guess he's James or somebody was telling me that he like hogs up all the grants in the areas that he's filming in that like other independent filmmakers could have benefited from, I guess. But I mean, he's technically still an indie, so whatever. Trap was fun.
I had a hard time putting aside my suspension of disbelief for the entire runtime. But up until I hit that wall, I was having a good time. So, I mean, like, your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
But, like, I was glad that I was able to get some degree of fun out of it. Like, and Josh Hartnett,
he's great in it. Yeah.
Like, 3 thumbs up for his performance in that movie. Like, frightening.
But now that
So epic.
Now that you've heard, Huber and the viewers and listeners, like, now that you've heard anything positive about Trap, we've ruined it for you.
Well, I said that your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
Like,
But like,
so
we're excited to hear what you think of it. We're excited to hear what you think of it. Let's see what else. I think a lot of the other stuff that I saw recently, we might talk about throughout this episode. But I just wanted to shout out 3 that I thought Deadpool and Wolverine was fun. I saw that while I was gone too. It was cute, whatever. I want to see Oddity, Cuckoo, and Strange Darling, but I have not yet seen those at time of recording. Yeah. Okay. We're ready to talk about 2024 some more.
2024.
All right. Hey man, nice shots. I just asked our patrons at patreon.com/reactionshots, what's your fave from this year so far and anything else that you'd want us to talk about? Hey man, nice shots says, hey, I might have missed the cutoff already. You didn't, but in case I didn't, you didn't. Here we go. Movie faves, Alien Romulus. Had low expectations, but loved the old school vibe of this. Dune 2 and Longlegs. I believe this requires no explanation. We'll circle back in a second. TV faves, Fallout, The Bear Season 3, X-Men 97, Dark Matter, very intriguing this. Batman Cape Crusader, this is the X-Men 97 of Batman, basically. Feels just like the 90s show, but looks great and excellent vibes. Still so much to catch up on. Somebody save me from this cataclysmic wave. Anything else? So great to meet you guys at Gamescom. Now every episode of Reaction Shots just feels extra special. Yeah, so nice to meet you too. We had a meetup at Gamescom. It was so much fun. Yeah. We met a bunch of really cool people. It was great. I hope I didn't yet have COVID and I didn't give it to anybody. I know somebody else got COVID, maybe the same place I did, but like it was too early to have given it to each other at the meetup, so I don't think it was that. All right, let's get into let's just pull the Band-Aid off.
You took a deep breath. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Should we do Longlegs or Alien Romulus first? Hey, future editing Isla popping in here just to say we get a little more spoilery than we normally do when we're talking about Longlegs and Alien Romulus. So yeah, those spoilers for Longlegs go from now until about 42 minutes. We warn before we get into the big spoilers, so it's not for a little while, but yeah. And then Alien Romulus, it's from like 42 to like 1 hour and 7 minutes. So skip to like 108, helm to 108 if you don't want to be spoiled. Thanks. The actual exact time codes are here on the screen and in the description below. All right, thanks. Bye.
Which is more painful?
Well, see,
Alien
I think
for
like
me. Yeah. Well, I have positive things to say about both.
So do I.
Very positive things to say about both.
Yes. Yeah. I think that they're not. Neither is bad or bad. Longlegs, I don't know. I didn't get it. But like, I mean, I got it, but like, I didn't think there was anything to get.
I loved 97% of Longlegs, but that 3% is real bad.
Which 3% did you not like?
Like the like villainous item.
Yes.
Tokyo Slim was talking shit about it. I think in our DMs.
Yeah, I guess
we all like that element. Like, the fuck is that? Like, what? Like, what?
I would say the object through which the ultimate villain was acting is stupid, and the ultimate villain who is acting is stupid. And I thought Nicolas Cage was miscast because
Here's
the thing is like yeah, he did a great job, but he was just Nicolas Cage. Like, I've seen that Nicolas Cage.
He's always just Nicolas Cage.
Come on. I know. And that's what, like, think back to Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, right? Like, I was unaware, of that actor at the time, and like that performance was chilling because I had no other frame of reference, and this person being so weird but so believable, was haunting. And like think about someone who you'd never seen before acting as Longlegs. Even like the performance could be like identical, but it could be just like if it was just like some creepy weirdo. And I think Nicolas Cage did a good job, but just because it was him, it took me out of it, and it turned the movie into a comedy for me. Mm-hmm. Like I thought it was boring and funny, which is interesting to me.
Yeah. I will say, the first 30 minutes of
great start,
Longlegs scared the shit out of me. It was like, it felt like it was like PT, where like when the first time I played PT, I was like, do I want to turn this off? Because I may be scared too much. Yeah. But like in a fun way where I was like, this is great. And then Nicolas Cage showed up, and then I was like, you may be overselling it.
Yeah. Well, it's
You may
funny
be
because
overselling it. Yeah.
it's funny because the movie starts with him. Like they show him pretty much immediately on a old kind of like Super 8 film camera kind of thing. And like
Oh, that was cool.
even that part, like it was good until he like bent down and I was like, "Oh, you look goofy as hell." Like this is
They at least cut early. They
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
early.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just
Crazy.
I don't
thought
know.
he was so good. I thought he was so iconic. Like, I mean, anyone can just do like the straight serial killer. We've seen it 48 million times
Yeah.
of just like, I'm a Buffalo Bill serial killer, get in the back of the van. Like,
Right.
this was like nothing I had ever seen. This performance, like, yeah, we've seen over the top crazy shit before, but still, I think it was a wholly one of a kind, unique character that is definitely like the sell of the movie. I think like very memorable, so memorable.
I felt like cilantro because I had like a
Yeah.
friend who told me like it was perfect, no notes. I think, and it's same
Yeah.
thing you're saying. Like he was like Nicolas Cage, like exactly. If I hadn't known that it was Nicolas Cage who was doing it, I would have been completely absorbed. Like I have no idea who this is. Yeah.
It's weird because I love Nicolas Cage. Like usually,
you do. The
usually,
most.
usually just him being there is enough to elevate even a shitty, terrible movie like Next
Yeah.
or something into like me loving it. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm a knowing stan. You know, like
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come to bat for Nicolas Cage movies. You know, and like this one, it just didn't work for me. It's so weird. Like in the car when he's like, "Mommy, Daddy," I was just like.
Loved that.
I literally said like, well, there he is. Like,
Mommy.
there's Nicolas Cage, you know, and it's just like
Daddy.
it was nothing.
I
but
was
goofy
like
for me.
breathing like
Yeah,
when he did that.
but also just like I think narratively and like I know we try to like generally avoid spoilers and like this is going to more kind of conceptually spoil, but not like plot wise. Although I really don't think there's anything to spoil in this movie really, but like the main character is very reactive, I thought. Like she doesn't really do anything. I didn't think that like Clarice Starling is like an excellent agent and like figures it out. In Longlegs, everything is just given to her. She cracks the code because he gives her the code. She finds out like the you know, the accomplice and all that stuff just because she's basically told. Like everything, she doesn't do any actual detecting, and like the whole subplot of her being psychic is pointless because it never comes up again. She's just told everything by regular means from then on out, and then like the last part of the movie is just like another character explaining everything that was going on, and I'm just like, okay, like neat, I guess, and like the kind of runner that they had of that little kind of like, oh, look in the background, you see that thing, and then it fades away, you know, like, we saw it immediately, you know, and, like, I love that kind of stuff, you know, generally. I just thought it kind of, like, didn't amount to anything, that
Didn't
element.
do it for you.
Yeah, it's weird, and, like, you know, like you said, I think saying, like, it's like cilantro is the perfect thing, Matt, because it's just, like, I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's a poorly made movie. I just didn't like it, I guess. Although I do think that the script was, I think it's a lot of style over substance, maybe. Like I don't think there's not really a story or not
I think
not
it's
really
mood.
a character.
It's a tone poem.
It's a tone
Isla.
poem, yeah. It's a tone poem.
Black Coat's daughter was too, and Black Coat's daughter, I love.
I've
that
heard
movie.
that- I've heard that people who-
I love Black Coat's daughter.
I've heard from a lot of people who didn't like Longlegs that they really liked Blackcoat's daughter. So I am adding that to my list because, like, the end of the movie where, like, the singing Happy Birthday or whatever, I'm like, okay, yeah, but this doesn't mean anything. Like, this doesn't have to, this has got nothing to do with her. Like, who cares? Like, I don't know. It's so weird. It left me feeling just like, episodes like this bug me because I'm always just like, I don't want to be the negative Nancy who hates everything that people love.
I mean, it's horror. Horror is always going to be divisive. I'm sure there's a lot of people who agree that the fucking villainous artifact in this movie is fucking stupid. No one can defend it.
It's
Longlegs, seriously one of my favorite movies of the year. But
that part was actually cool to me.
I thought it looked cool.
That was
I thought
it
was
looked cool. Like, can we please? I need to ask you. We need to like talk about it just for a second because I don't understand. Like, some orb of power. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, we gotta tag this for Longlegs spoiler.
We do need to. Yeah,
really
Longlegs spoilers.
We've been mentioning it numerous times.
We'll tag it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Longlegs.
Like, there's a fucking power orb.
Actual Longlegs spoilers now. We'll just.
Like, is this an Infinity Stone?
I think it's just the devil is in the thing.
That was cool to me. Like,
so
once
the devil
it started
is in the
getting
orb.
on that wavelength, I was like, okay, now
I
we're
loved all the
speaking
hidden
my
devils
language.
in the movie. It was incredible. Like the atmosphere of this movie was flawless. That's why I loved it so much. But yeah, I was just so in when it was like a little more grounded and just like Nick Cage psychotic freak show of a character. But then then we went into like this power orb. I was like, what is the deal with this orb?
I think it's
so funny that's when we separated, and that's when I was like down for the movie. I was like, yeah, Longlegs, here we go. Now you're on track.
Power orb.
Well, it's funny because like to me, just the fact that it's like the devil and not like for like no reason. It's just like you got picked by the devil and now you're just kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
like,
the devil doesn't need a reason.
No, and like, but that's not scary or interesting to me. That's like Hereditary, right? It's like someone is intentionally doing this, like without spoiling Hereditary, but like there's thought and intention and the specific entity in that. Like this is just like it just made me feel like, and like I know it's like there's a lot of throwback elements to this, but I'm like, it didn't feel revisionist. It just felt like, oh, we're just doing the 70s, like Satanic Panic, like, and yeah, I don't know why dolls, but yeah, they're just imbued with the devil. I guess just because maybe Longlegs is a little creepazoid and like, because his daughter or his sister or whatever died on the 14th or whatever it was. So
like stuff's cool. That stuff's cool, but I just feel like the movie did like Matthew, I'm fucking down with demonic orbs all day, every day. I'm fucking down. But
Phantasm, dude.
To explain, I feel like Longlegs, all of a sudden there was a fucking demonic orb.
It became a different movie out of nowhere. It
becomes a different movie 4 times.
Yeah.
Like and that's what I was talking about is like nothing is justified, nothing is earned. Like the beginning of the movie
was not earned. Yes.
Yeah, the beginning of the movie is super intense. Really incredible atmosphere. I was so afraid for her when she was in her house. Like
that shit was scary.
That was so scary.
Crazy.
And then Longlegs was outside, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked, and we're all like, okay, is he real? And she's got psychic powers. I'm like, this is awesome. Like I was loving it so far. And then like he just gives her enough to crack the cipher, and she just does. And I'm like, okay, so I guess we're going to focus a little less on investigation in this movie. That's okay. I was like interested in what they were setting up, but they just set that up and then just it crumbled for no reason. Like the code was pointless and like the letters were pointless. Like chapter 1, his letters doesn't mean anything. And like chapter 2 is like all her birthdays or whatever. And it's like, okay, loosely tied to his sister or something. Cool, but what? And that doesn't lead to anything. Like she just kind of like makes a couple of diamonds on a thing and is like, I figured it out. And it's like, okay. And it's just like, that's the entire movie. And like, then the mom and then the devil and then the dolls and then the farmhouse. And it's just like, no one actually investigates or thinks. They just like get handed everything and then the movie is done. And it's just, I don't know. It's so weird to me.
The devil lured them in with the investigation.
I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. That was his plan. That was the devil's plan all along.
And
what's scary about the devil is he's random, like just like the universe. See,
I do like that.
I made a Longlegs argument, even though I didn't like the movie, but I was doing devil's advocate.
But just like it's one of those things where it's like it just took the turn I didn't like. That made it less interesting for me. Like I would have loved it if it was a slightly supernatural but investigative. Like if she was actually a good agent, like Clarice Starling, but there was like it was Ninth Gate, where it's like, oh, we're actually putting pieces together, and then holy shit, it's the devil. Like that, I'm like, okay, like think, I mean, like fuck Polanski Sideways, but like The Ninth Gate, it's a chill movie, I guess, but like it has that kind of element where like the whole time you're like flirting with it, and then like the choice is made to embrace the supernatural, and like in this it's just kind of like, yeah, okay, but you don't. There are other movies where you feel like you're at the whims of powers greater than yourself, and you feel swept away, and that despair is the horror of the movie. But I didn't get that here either.
I do like the final minute or two, which is rare sometimes in a horror movie. Like the horror ending of a horror movie, it can always be like make or break for me. And I thought the finale was pretty decent.
Oh, I was so annoyed. I'm like,
you
had to shoot it? Just smash it with a bat. Like, smash it on the ground. Why is he singing Happy Birthday? This has nothing to do with anything. Oh, it was so irritating. Sorry, I feel like I'm just being negative.
I want to steal some imagery from this movie and put it
gorgeous.
In a different movie.
It's a beautiful movie.
Devils. Oh my God, all the Hidden Devils are amazing.
I think they're a little too easy to spot some of the time. Yeah. But we were watching it at home, so maybe that helped. But yeah, it had me like Flanaгаning, like with all the hidden ghosts in Haunted House, Hill House, whatever.
It's always shocking, surprising, not always, but fairly often it's surprising when a indie horror movie blows up the way Longlegs did. Kind of a perfect storm. You have Nick Cage. Obviously, that draws a lot of mainstream attention, and then just like right place, right time.
I mean,
I think Silence of the Lambs comparisons. Like this movie fucking hit.
It had also like one of the most successful and viral marketing campaigns in recent memory. Like I think that the ads for this were incredible. Yeah. And in hindsight, having now seen the movie, like I wouldn't say they did the movie a disservice because they put it on the map and made it huge. I think, but like. It definitely set up an expectation in me for more of like a puzzle movie. Like I would love like a horror Zodiac. Like that's what I was hoping for. Like a supernatural horror Zodiac. Like that would rip. That looked just like this, Like that's what I was on board for, and I just got The Omen. And I just recently watched the first Omen, and I thought that was boring too, but beautiful. So that movie looks amazing. But yeah. I guess maybe just devil stuff. I just don't care. I don't know. Anyway.
Romulus?
What did you think of Alien Romulus, Matt?
Here's the thing with Romulus is, well, every time there's a new Alien movie, I get myself so excited. Like I allow myself
at this point it's our fault. Yeah.
Right.
And here's another thing I'll say.
Always be optimistic, Matthew.
Alien fans love to be disappointed. Also,
we must.
They love to find ways to be disappointed.
Even at my most disappointed in this franchise, even when I walked out of the theater of Alien Covenant, which I did not like at the time, but now I love. We talked about that last time. I still have a good time, no matter what. Every single Alien movie, I have a good time at a base level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think at least for a large section of most of the movies, I'll enjoy it, while I'm watching it, and I'll get so excited when I'm in there and the movie's starting. I'll just almost be obnoxious to the people around me. I'll just say yes. It's
20th Century
Alien
Fox
movie.
logo comes
up.
Oh
yeah,
I feel so lucky.
Yeah.
I feel so lucky to be watching another Alien movie. It's just like such a big deal to me.
It's a privilege.
Yeah. I had the dopiest smile on my face, and like it's so true because like even Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which I didn't like, a lot of elements of, I was disappointed, but I wasn't angry. Like I still enjoyed myself. Alien Romulus like made me mad.
Now this one left like a bad aftertaste, but it took a little while to get there, and on its own, and again like kind of just like isolated, and that's almost like too generous to the movie to do. It's too generous to do this, but isolated, like on
Because it
its
doesn't want to
own
be isolated.
merits.
It doesn't want to
Yeah,
It,
exactly.
we'll get into that.
Yeah,
be. It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah. On
want to
its
be.
on its own merits, I would say like, that was fun, but there are so many parts of it that are like really, really more than irksome that like bother me on like
First and foremost,
political level.
First and
So,
foremost, I think Andy, though, one
Andy
of the best
rules.
characters of the year.
I
Straight
loved
up. Let's
Andy.
get that. Yeah, let's get that
Yeah.
out there right now. One of the
Here's
best.
my thing. Like, here's my thing with Alien, and we're probably gonna be spoilery about this one too. I'm so sorry. But like,
No, for a while.
Alien Romulus starts so incredibly well.
15 more minutes on that planet, dude. It's all I fucking wanted.
That
was
yeah,
my
that
the
first
planet-
first 20 minutes are great.
The
I wanted
atmosphere,
15 more of that.
the crew, like, even though the crew is like, I think maybe dialed up a little too, and like they felt a little too modern, maybe, or
Top
like
10 worst crews of all time.
they were. I mean, like the characters were like kind of irritating, like at best, but like, and I saw a funny meme that was like, you give the character that does the most important exposition dump an accent like, oh, I might play David, but you can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying, which I thought was funny. But like the beginning of this movie, the like planet they're on, the way they showed how trapped they are by the company, like I'm like, okay, yes, this is Alien.
More of that.
This is a person who
When the
understands.
years rack up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. And I'm like, this is a person who understands the world of Alien. And I was like, I was lulled into a false sense of security that we were at a deft helm here, and like, it looked perfect. The atmosphere was perfect. The soundtrack, the sound effects, the vibe, immaculate. Right? They get on the ship, still good, still fine. You know, I'm annoyed by the crew. I'm like, okay, I don't like them. I want them to die, which is atypical for an Alien movie. Usually I'm like, ooh, I hope these people, except for Prometheus, those people can get fucked. But like, you know, whatever. But still like a good movie, right? Where it just like, 180 dive bombs into hell for me, is the references and like the fact that they used a CGI, like bad CGI deep fake. Like, it's so weird because they went out of their way to be practical in like everything else. Like the aliens, the suits, the face huggers are practical most of the time. Like, that shit is wild. Like, they went so far to be practical and to do it in a way that fits the Alien franchise and looks right. And then they've got fucking dead Ian Holm in some of the worst deepfake I've seen in a while.
His family signed off.
His family signed off, but that doesn't
His family signed off before.
We spent so much time thinking that we could. We didn't stop to think if we should, Hubert.
That's the most outrageous part to me. After we just had these long strikes, you know, to get the right to not have corporations do this to, and I say us, it's not just actors, it's all of us. It's humans, it's artists, it's all of us. We don't want corporations to do this to us. And I think they're gonna start sneaking it in with these cases where it's like, oh, we miss this person, we love this person, the family signed off. Oh, it's good to see them again. See, isn't it okay here? Oh, what about this other case? Isn't it okay here? And then here, and then here, and then here, until all of a sudden it's an undeniable flood. And they're taking over all of it. Yeah.
But I still think it's a different scenario than using like an AI construct on a brand new character for a brand new thing. Like, this was an established character in this universe, which is a little
I get the impetus to do it, but it also it was the first inkling of the larger problem with this movie for me, which is that it's a fan film. It doesn't allow itself to be taken seriously as a part of the Alien canon, and it so desperately wants to be. It's a pick me girl. It's laughable and offensive that it gets to pretend to be part of the Alien canon for me now. And like, yes, I sound like a fangirl, like, holy shit. But like, that's what made me so annoyed about it, is like, you can't have a film that you're like lovingly like going way out of your way to make everything fit into the universe, set it after Alien 1 but before Aliens, and then have a character for no reason directly quote Aliens, which has not yet fucking happened. I fucking hated it. I'm like, who is this for? Like,
it was for my dad sitting right next to me. He laughed and loved it and smiled right in my eyes.
Well, then that's
100%.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say that your viewing experience of this is skewed because you saw it with your dad and your grandpa, and like that's the most powerful love that could ever happen when seeing a movie. Like,
and even the Ash cameo, like my dad was not concerned with moral ramifications.
I wasn't either.
Again,
it was
family,
later. Yeah,
the family signed off. Like,
for me, it wasn't.
If his family says okay, then who the fuck am I, who never spoke to Ian Holm in my entire life? Like,
right,
it's their decision.
But like, to me, it's like I'm looking at it because like all that, sure, whatever. Like, I wasn't even thinking about any of that. Like, whatever. But for me, it's just like, A, it looked like fucking shit.
It looked horrible.
B,
why did it look so bad?
I don't know. Like, I've seen deepfakes on YouTube that look better than that. But like,
it looked so bad.
That's thing A, and especially in a movie that's trying so hard to be practical, right? It looked fucking abysmal. Yeah. B, it didn't serve the story in any real meaningful way. Like, it could have been another Andy. That could have been really interesting. Like, another version of Andy. It could have been
David.
It could have been a David. Obviously, they probably just couldn't get
made sense, but
Fassbender. But like, I mean, it could have. It could have been Lance Hendrickson. It could have been just some fucking random android. Like, it wouldn't really have made a difference. If it was another Andy, I think that would have been maybe the most interesting thing they could have done with it. But like, or just axe that entirely. They find the chip on the dead android without a head, put it in this Andy, and it changes his directive, and you learn all that other stuff from that, and you get the like evil Andy side of it. Like, the reason I'm so mad is because this is 90% of an amazing movie, and 10% of the most irritating, like, emblematic things about why I think Hollywood is going in a wrong direction. Kind of.
It is the epitome of franchise.
Yeah.
Whoring.
Yeah.
Pouring out your franchise for sure.
And it was really disappointing. And like, there are little things about modern horror, like modern pop horror, that I don't really love in it. Like, in original Alien or Aliens, like, if a character is, characters are always active. They're always, struggling. They're always trying. They're always trying to live. They're always trying to kill their assailant. They're always trying to, they're always saying like, God damn you to a computer or whatever. Like, they're always doing something. And in a lot of modern horror, especially like PG-13, like, let's just get money from teenagers horror, there'll be stuff where it's like the characters will just hold a tableau because it looks scary and interesting. And like, there were a few times in this movie where it didn't feel motivated by character, but it felt more motivated by, this is a cool shot in a movie, and so we're gonna hold. And like, that stuff bothers me, but even that I would have been fine with, and like little referential stuff. But like, Ash quotes himself too, even though he's Rook. Like, he says a line directly that Ash says in Alien. Like, there were just several of them.
That's totally why he would say that.
That one, I was like, I don't love that, but okay. But like, Andy hasn't really sworn to that point. There's no indication that xenomorph was female. If he had said, get away from her, I would have been like, great. That's a reference. That's something that he would actually also say, and it made sense. And then like, there was like a pregnant pause where I was just like, don't you fucking say you bitch.
At my dad.
I was like, don't you fucking say you bitch right now.
I was like, you better say it.
That was the moment that absolutely killed the movie for me. Like, and it's just like, and I'm not the kind of person who's like, everything has to be for me. I'm just sad that this Alien isn't for me anymore, and is indicative possibly of Alien not being for me anymore. Because like I hated what Ridley Scott did with it in Prometheus and Covenant. Like the black goo I don't find interesting. Like Alien was like we admired its purity, right? Like we didn't need a backstory really.
But it'll never be that. It's a franchise now.
Sure, yeah, no, I know. But like I was okay with that, and there was a lot of good in that, you know, and like there were directions that I didn't love, but I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And I'm not even someone who thinks that like Ridley Scott's the only person who can touch this franchise, because I think Cameron did better shit with it than he did. And Fincher, I like what Fincher did with it. And fuck, even I like 4.
I like 1 through 4 more than Romulus, don't get me wrong.
Oh, okay, 100%. Good, because I was hearing people
Romulus.
saying
1 through 4 all day. No,
I was saying that I heard people say that this was like the second best or third best Alien, and I'm like, you are drunk. Like
Yeah,
3 and
drunk
4 are
power.
easily better than this,
100%.
and like Prometheus looks incredible. I don't know. I'm sorry to just be like a negative Nancy again, but like
I think
this one you could fix with editing. I think cut out Ash and like the other stuff, and you could maybe save
I still think the difference with like the bad Hollywood vibes and like the franchise and the corporate nature of it, I feel like I got away with it for this movie as opposed to something like Star Wars, because it still felt like like you said, a fan film.
Yeah.
Good. This person who made this movie loves this shit. Just having fun. Make an Alien movie, celebrate the entire franchise. Sure, we're going to be a little cheeky. We might get a little carried away with our references and stuff, but this is someone who loves this shit, has wanted to make this movie their whole career.
Yeah.
And
then to me, it's a shame.
All the references were just like fun, winky, fun shit, whereas like other franchises, like I said, Star Wars just feels so corporate, so forced.
Oh, absolutely.
This felt like good-natured.
Someone loved it.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I just wish that, like, would it feel better to him to have made a movie that actually stands in the pantheon of the other Alien films, or would it feel better to him to have made a fun and winky fan film? Because like that's what he made. And like it's a bummer to me because it's like this could have been the 4th or 5th best Alien movie easily. Like easily, without the bad CGI and without these references and with like a little pacing changes. Like but it's
Evil
not.
Dead
Everyone is telling me right, but everyone is telling me that there's not like winky little nods in those movies.
In what?
Evil Dead. Like Evil there's Dead like
has a handful for sure.
Okay. Well, I guess they were saying that because Sophia and James and Elise were trying to get me to watch that the other day. And they were like, it makes more sense because it's like the demon has outside knowledge, so can reference that kind of stuff. Like to me, it makes no sense that Andy can reach forward through time and say what, because like now to me, it's like we were talking about before, how like for Matt, you were saying that sequels don't ruin or like break movies. They do for me when it's stuff like this. Because now in Aliens, am I going to think about Andy saying this when she says, "Get away from her, you bitch," you know, where it actually makes sense, where it's like a mom fight?
If you're not thinking about fucking Prometheus space jockeys now when you watch Alien 1, I mean, we've already opened up
That's
Pandora's
what I'm saying.
box. Like,
I guess it's just like, I don't want to see, and like, this is some boomer shit, but like, I really like revisionist Westerns, for example, right? Because they're like taking a medium from the 20s, 30s, 40s and really shaking it up and doing something crazy with it. Like a psychedelic Western, you know, yes, please, snacking on it, right? But that feels a little different than this. Like this isn't a revisionist Alien movie. It's not like the next generation making an Alien movie. It's somebody's kid like trying to emulate the Alien movie, you know? I don't know. It's just like, I wish it respected itself. I don't know. Or I'm just a bitch.
The whole franchise. I literally think it respects the entire franchise.
I think it does, I guess, just not in the way I want it to, I guess. Like, I don't want fourth wall breaking nods in Alien. Like, it's not Deadpool.
If Ash/Rook wasn't in it, everything else would have been given the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And that one key issue definitely makes the other thing stand out more.
I think
for
you're
sure.
right. And I remember there
guess
being a couple other direct quotes while I was watching it. I was like, that's from this. They say that in this. And I remember it bothering me, but the only one I can remember is "Get away from her, you bitch," and the one that Ash says, but I don't remember exactly what he says. I don't admire your chances, I think he says.
Oh yeah.
I think the first movie or first two movies, they're like strong enough where they can brush that dirt off your
Totally.
shoulder,
Yeah,
and
100%.
you know you're gonna watch them again, and you're not gonna be like, somebody quoted it.
Yeah.
The only thing
It's
I'll
for
think
This is
And-
petty. This whole thing is petty, but like whatever.
you'll be fine. Like you'll forget about this movie until like maybe like one time you're gonna do a whole rewatch of all of them, and
Yeah.
you'll include this one just for old time's sake. But otherwise, like those two originals or however many originals you decide to include, they're gonna be strong enough to stand on their own.
I like how
Ain't
you're
no
fully
thing.
like. I like
Ain't
how
no thing.
you're fully like, it's okay, Alien Romulus can't hurt you anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just do a re-edit and take that stuff out. Like, I was actually thinking about it. I was like, okay, the shots are pretty static. I could probably motion cap a different head onto the android, like leave those scenes and just replace that,
the first xenomorph shot is my favorite shot of the year by far.
Dude,
when it pops out of that gnarly egg sac, and then she's running away, and she looks back, and it fucking is red behind it, and the sound, it goes like wow, and it just flashes. Oh my god!
And like the like egg sac wall vagina thing, loved that.
Love the
like
egg sac wall vagina.
love an egg sac wall vagina.
People were divided on this, on
Love
like
the
the
egg
zero
sac wall
gravity floating through the blood.
I liked that.
I like that.
I liked it a lot.
I like
yeah.
that. So I heard people like shitting on that scene. I was like, what?
No.
That part was awesome.
See, that I really
Last
liked that.
30 minutes,
And they set
was
it up.
so epic. What a finale!
I
Holy
don't
shit! The last 30 minutes brought this whole movie home for me.
I don't buy that the pregnant girl would inject herself. Like, I don't buy that for a fucking second. Like, you would not take a chance on an unknown pathogen if you have a child in you.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the offspring. Holy
I'm
shit.
not. I don't
didn't
really
love
enjoy
it.
homunculus stuff. That stuff's.
You do or you don't?
I don't. No.
That's one of the most
no.
scary
I mean,
creatures I've seen.
It's freaky.
Ever. The thing was horrifying.
That's a dude. That's a tall dude.
I saw the behind the scenes. It was great.
Yeah. I've seen that. There's great behind the scenes footage where that actor is just like receiving direction and just like standing there in the full offspring outfit, like looking down. Like, here's my thing. I've been like incredibly negative about this movie, but like I think that it nails the look, the feel. I think that like some of the horror bits, the body horror element of it, nailed. I think it's great. When that woman gives birth to the offspring, that's so fucked up and incredible. Like, I loved that. Like,
good grief.
I didn't think that like all the elements of the chase with the offspring were great. Like, I think the pacing got a little jank, and like that's one of the moments where they just hold a tableau that bothered me. But like, I appreciate the swing of like, even though I just spent the last 15 fucking minutes bitching about this movie referencing the other movies, I actually appreciate the swing that it takes to try to unify the Alien and Prometheus like incongruities. Cool. Like, cool. I actually enjoyed that element of it, like put them reverse engineering the black goo out of a xenomorph, like full circling cool. it. I have no problem with that. Like, I actually think that's kind of interesting, and like that's the kind of neat, weird bioscience that I think the company would get up to, right? And like, I love all that stuff, and like that leading to the offspring being born, sure, great. Like, that's rad. Like, I love weird, freaky bio shit like that, So it's really just like a few choices that ruined this movie for me.
It really is. They're big choices.
They're huge, big, and that's the problem.
They're small, big choices.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like, I honestly think I could cut like 3.5 minutes out of this movie, and I would really like it.
Then we'd be cooking.
Yeah. Like, I think then it would be.
That's
then it would be like I would have really liked it. Yeah, and it's crazy to me. And like, I know I sound like a nutcase, but like, it's wild to me for a movie to be so torpedoed by so little.
So, Hubert, you would appreciate this. And I was doing this just to be an asshole. I'm sorry, but when they quote the original movie, I started clapping in the theater, and then I look around and go, "What? No one else? Just me? Okay, just me." And then it's totally silent theater.
Oh my god.
You're a monster.
Maniac.
Did you actually say nobody else? Just me?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god. Hubert
It was silent. Nobody was.
No, I
into it.
had the best moment ever. This added to my theater experience too. Right when there's complete silence in the movie. By the way, the opening shot of like 5 minutes of silence, respect, telling
phenomenal.
the entire audience to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
The very end, right when it shows the offspring, there's that pause, that silent pause, and then it goes to it, and it's like crouched in the shadow.
Yeah.
It was dead silent in my theater, and then right when it shows it, I just hear off to the side, "What the fuck?"
Nice.
That's perfect. Enhanced the experience.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Like, here's my thing. Like, yeah, 90% of an excellent film. And I'm sorry to harp on the things that bothered me so much, but
It's an important franchise for all of us.
I mean, it's one of my favorite franchises.
No. We've talked about this before. If I'm feeling down, I had a surgery once, and I was like, "Put this on."
Yeah.
One time, I was in a terrible car wreck. Jessica bought me a PS4 and Alien Isolation to cheer me up. Like, it really is. It's important. Yeah.
Favorite
It's
movie of all
nuts.
time is Aliens. We know.
Yeah.
We know this, dude. This franchise.
As
The
I've got-
Alien.
Oh, yeah.
There's an Alien Isolation nod right before big shit goes down. You see an Alien Isolation save.
see,
Fun.
like
Happens all the time.
that
the whole
kind of
movie.
shit. That kind of shit. I love that. Like, that is a reference. That is an acceptable reference, and it makes sense. It makes sense in the reality of the film, because this is basically taking place at the same time as Alien Isolation. Like,
Yeah.
In between
Almost.
them. Yeah.
and like
Totally.
like that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, there's a lot of like framing. Oh, like this framing echoes that shot in Alien or whatever. And like that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, that's great. Like, fine. That's good stuff. It's just like resurrecting dead actors and direct quoting things that haven't happened yet in your own canon that really get to me, I guess. Anyway, so sorry. I hated Longlegs and Alien Romulus, everyone. I'm a monster. I did like the show Fallout so far this year, and X-Men
show.
97.
So, first comment down.
First comment down. Yeah, we are. Now we're into it, but now we've like hit the big ticket items. We got it out of the way. No more spoilers, I guess. I'll just have to go back in time and be like, spoilers from 40 to 106. Codalito says, favorite so far. I haven't decided if I like Alien Romulus or Longlegs best so far, so both.
Everyone loves both of them.
Everyone loves
from
both of these
Overwatch.
movies
Yeah.
except for me and Matt. Actually, most people I've talked to didn't like Longlegs, which is weird. But what they have in common is that they feel like they came from creators that love the art and the medium of film. They both look incredible and give new spins on old school horror concepts that I have been missing from the genre lately. And while I have some pretty pointed criticisms of both, I really enjoyed them in the end. Anything else? I just watched The Watchers, and the M. Night Shyamalan's Daughters movie. And while it
Nice.
offered a cozy folk horror tale, I'm starting to feel really done with the trauma trope that has been haunting horror for the past 15 or so years. There are so many modern horror stories where the protagonist had something bad happen to them, and then they confront that threat, and that helps them heal. Trauma absolutely has its place in horror, but it's just too much and oftentimes without any deeper meaning or purpose. I was just talking about that with Elise and Sophia last night, how like we've moved away from Final Girl and into Trauma Girl.
Totally.
Like, and like which had it, like Cotalito says, like definitely has its place, and like I really love a lot of healing from horror or healing from trauma through horror movies, but like I miss a good just like Ready or Not, or just like, a nice
Happy Death Day.
like just a nice
Bring it
Final
back.
Girl movie. You gonna say something, Matt?
No, No, it's just agreeing. Yeah.
Cotolito also says, for classic anime of the month, I am rewatching Blue Gender from 1999. And you guessed it, it's about people in mechs fighting giant bugs.
That's a flash from the past.
Yeah,
Blue
I know,
Gender
right?
was like a blockbuster video
I
staple.
remember seeing it on the shelves, yes.
Yeah.
This time it is more horror than bravado, though, as we follow a young man who gets put into cryosleep in the hopes of future medicine being able to cure his illness, only to be woken up decades later to an Earth overrun by monstrous insects. It has that late 90s sharp animation quality and plenty of drama and action. Love that. Yeah, I love that crisp kind of animation. Have we done an anime episode? Have we done an animation episode?
I feel like we did.
We must.
I mean,
have.
not one that I've been on, but if it was, it was like, you know, prior to.
Oh no, we did, because I watched
my
Angel's
tenure.
Egg, and we we did.
Angels with Dirty Faces.
And Redline, I remember. God, I love Redline. That's like some of the best animation. Everyone watch Scavenger's Reign. It's fucking perfect.
I gotta watch it.
Oh, it's incredible. That's a favorite from this year. Was that this year?
You gotta do it.
You'd really like it, Huber. It's like very alien, like, but
Yeah,
like very
watch it
biological. It's so good.
Terminator Zero took the anime spot, but now I'm cleared.
This one's Western animation, so.
Yeah.
Also, I got into this. I'm getting into this TTRPG called Mothership, and I'm really excited. It's basically Alien. Like,
Top 10 motherships. Independence Day.
Independence Day is a
Number
great
one?
mothership. It's up
It's a
there.
good mothership.
I'm trying to think of other motherships now. Oh, The Abyss, kind of.
The Abyss. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Top 10.
Do you actually have to
E.T.?
see the mothership? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope has a good mothership.
The
No.
mothership.
Or is that like a top 10 biblically accurate motherships? We're just spoiling everything today.
Yeah.
Raymond Wheeler III, favorite movie so far this year, all sequels and prequels: Deadpool and Wolverine, Furiosa, Dune 2, Inside Out 2, Beetlejuice, and Alien Romulus. Favorite shows this year so far: Fallout, The Boys, Shogun, House of the Dragon, Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. There was a
Rick Grimes spinoff.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, there was like a line break, and I thought that was two different shows.
Yeah.
And then Three Body Problem. I really enjoyed Fallout.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
House of the Dragon, like, the season 2 finale was, it's all set up, so it was kind of disappointing. But like, boy, there's a moment in that that made the whole show worth it for me in season 2.
Oh, that season.
I've rewatched that scene like 15 times. One of the best kisses I've ever seen. Anyway, I really want to see Beetlejuice. Furiosa and Dune 2 are so funny to me because it's like I liked them, but I just don't. It's one of those things where it's like I liked it, but I just don't care. I don't know. It's weird.
Especially
I
coming
adored
off
Dune 2.
Dune 2 is incredible.
Dune 2 was like,
but number one just like hit me so much harder.
Yeah.
that's funny. Like, Dune 2 was like even harder than 1 for me.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
I was kind of like, oh, I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Gotta have those motorized seats though. Almost felt like I had a gear shift. You'd have the buttons.
I think the most insane thing about Furiosa was that Fury Road is a movie that lived rent-free in my brain for 10 years, however long ago that was. Furiosa, I forgot about like 3 days, 2 days later.
That's what I was trying to say. Is like I loved it and then just didn't think about it. Whereas like I'm still thinking about Fury Road. Like there's like gasoline in my veins from Mad Max, right? Like I love Mad Max. All of them, Yeah. And like Dune 2, similarly, I was like I loved the filmmaking of it. Like I read about it in American Cinematographer. I like the infrared sequence is like incredible to me. The way they shot that is so cool with 2 cameras. Amazing. And like I just think it's like an amazingly well crafted movie that like didn't really I didn't really think about it in an emotional way after I watched it, which is
I know the first one stayed with me so long. I just kept thinking about the emotions of the first one.
I was like so hyped on Dune after the first one, and after 2 I was like I'm good. It's like I enjoyed it, but I'm good. Like I loved it.
One of those things where hopefully going back and watching them together will just be the most
I haven't
epic
done
shit
that yet.
Yeah, me
yeah,
neither.
that's what I'm.
My cooldown's
that'd be
not up
cool.
yet. I'm looking forward to doing that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer from Canada, Echoes, Dune 2, and Alien Romulus are my favorites of the year so far. Good picks.
Echoes.
Just says that's what other people have been saying.
Oh, okay.
Matt D. Filippo. Filippo. Why did I suddenly think about The Nick? You remember that show?
Yeah.
Good show.
Hard watch.
I stopped season 2 because I was like, this is too fucking sad, but I love it. Like, I'm like, I love this, but I'm so depressed.
Top 10 hardest watches.
Top 10 hardest.
The Nick.
Do you remember like the first episode maybe you had me on was like movies that wrecked my soul?
Yeah,
And I
movies
was
that
like,
wrecked
I
us,
watched
yeah.
50 of them in a row over the course of a week, and I came in with like bags under my eyes, and I was like,
You had a real wild energy to your soul.
yeah.
Films that wrecked us. I was just thinking about that episode. I think I put Jennifer Connelly from Requiem for a Dream on the thumbnail.
Oh God, yeah.
Praise be to Jennifer Connelly. Just praise be.
Praise be. Yeah. Ass to ass.
Oh my God.
Matthew DiFilippo. Going by my ratings, Inside Out 2 is my best of the... Oh, that would be interesting. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to look at my ratings on Letterboxd. Inside Out 2 is my best of the year. Although I don't know if I would say it's my favorite, I appreciate the journey Riley goes through and how the new emotions are integrated. Anxiety is an important character for a lot of people, and I love that kids have a way to see and understand their own anxiety. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I haven't seen it yet. It doesn't hit as hard as the first film, so that keeps it a notch down. Honestly, that's like good news because I was so afraid to be like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to cry today, so I didn't go to Inside Out 2. Still haven't seen Coco for that reason. But the movie I've thought about the most since watching it is Longlegs, a divisive film going by public record. I didn't quite know what to think of it as the credits rolled. I liked it, but couldn't really place it in my mind. But it's stuck around a lot since. It's the film I most want to revisit from 2024. Logically, it doesn't all match up, like Perkins the Blackcoat's daughter, but there is something about the mood that digs deep. I think the hype hurt the film for many people. Maybe that was it. I just went in expecting
100%.
it to be incredible. I'm susceptible to that, like pretty susceptible to that. But I think it's going to stick around as a horror film with a strong cult following. As an honorable mention, I want to give Linklater's Hitman some love. It's mostly a fun ride. Oh, right. I forgot about this movie.
On romp.
I
Could have
never
used
saw it.
romp there.
Okay. It's
fun
mostly
romp.
a fun romp with some
Yeah.
truly intense cuts or scenes. Powell and Ariona's chemistry.
Cutscenes.
Oh, and sense scenes. Did I say cutscenes? Alone would carry the film, but the tightrope Powell's character walks throughout the film gives the film an edge where you don't know what to expect. I suspect
Dude, Powell is a straight up movie star.
They're certainly working
been-
on him. Yeah, they're pushing him. His team is doing good work.
His team is doing work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I need to see Blackcoat's daughter. I really want to see it.
I
I've
love
heard
it.
it's
but,
great.
You know, like I will say, devil stuff is the theme. I mean, watch the trailer if you don't mind.
I saw the theme,
trailer
yeah.
spoilers.
No, I saw the
But,
trailer.
you know, it's devil stuff.
Yeah.
So you
Love
know,
devil stuff.
I know you don't like devil stuff. You don't
just
find
don't-
that scary. So but it does have a unique take. It has a unique take
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
haven't seen before on devil stuff.
Here's my
so.
thing is like ghost stuff can
Wailing.
really fuck me up. That stuff can scare the shit out of me.
Hmm.
Like really Christian stuff. Maybe it's just because I was raised Christian and I like don't follow that anymore.
This
maybe-
came from a different
I
angle.
inoculated
This came from an
myself
angle.
to
Yeah,
devil
this came
horror.
from an angle I hadn't seen before. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay, Blackcoat's daughter.
Yeah. I enjoy.
I appreciated it.
Like I like that. Like I suspect Saint Maud is maybe like this. I haven't seen that, but I like that actor.
Saint Maud.
Gladriel, shout out. I appreciate stuff when it's like religious fervor, but you can't tell if the person is just like excusing their behavior with their religious fervor. That's an interesting take. Or if they're just like well, this person's just like unwell, but they think God is talking to them or whatever. Like that can be interesting too. Like I like a little ambiguity, I guess.
Yeah, check out Black Coat's Daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to see Possession. I've never seen that one.
The Sam Neill one with the like. There's a lot of theatrics in that.
Yeah, I've heard
a lot of
good,
theatrics.
I love theatrics.
I love Sam Neill.
And Sam Neill, yeah.
Oh, that's a combo for you.
Mouth of Madness? I love Mouth of Madness. There's a theatrical Sam Neill movie.
Peaky Blinders.
Is he in that?
Yeah, everyone's in Peaky Blinders. Everyone.
Carl Williams says, I don't have an overall favorite from this year, but here's some of the movies I did like. Inside Out 2, Sing Sing, Thelma, Babes. What's Babes? Oh, yeah. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Civil War.
I saw Babes.
Strange Darling, The First Omen, and Immaculate. You saw Babes?
Yeah, Babes is like it's a comedy with I'm blanking on her name because my COVID shot is running through me and it feels good. Everybody should get their COVID shot. It's it's a comedy about someone who gets pregnant and
Alana Glazer and
yeah from Broad City. That's it. That's who it is. Under unexpected circumstances, and it's funny. A lot of body comedy. Okay. Very strong body comedy. It's like Judd Apatow times 10. Okay. I was like, oh, that's a lot of body comedy. But
there's a whole lot of body in this comedy.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It wasn't this year, but I really liked Bottoms. That's another.
Bottoms is incredible. Bottoms is an all-timer.
Bottoms is an all-timer.
Bottoms is like going to be classic for decades to come. Oh yeah. If history has any justice to it, Bottoms is
which it does not. So
yes, it does not. So Bottoms will be forgotten.
Bottoms will be forgotten. What are we talking about? Carl Williams goes on to just say, anything else? I don't know about the rest of y'all, but the sooner September 27th arrives, the better. That's when Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis finally comes out in the States. Between FCC allegedly kissing lady extras to the trailer filled with mosquitoes from famous critics about Coppola's past films, to Coppola's commenting on woke Hollywood, I'd rather get my viewing.
That was the most insane.
Yeah, I'd rather get my view. What did he say? He like intentionally cast problematic actors because that's what the movie's about, or something.
He intentionally cast people that were canceled.
Like I missed that part.
Hoffman, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he said that.
Really?
In there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was Dustin Hoffman
I did
canceled?
not hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Read into Dustin Hoffman later, and you'll never want to see another movie by him again.
Did I miss that? I guess I missed that. Oh well.
Yeah, PR. It's terrible.
Get your PR team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
But they want to get their viewing out of the way so they never have to think about it again. I hope it's just worth my time and money. One last thing again, Warner Bros. Needs to hurry up and let us know when Horizon Chapter 2 is being released. I thought Chapter 1 was decent enough, and I really want to see Costner finish his vision of the story.
I forgot. Yeah, I watched that. I watched Horizon Part 1.
In theaters?
No, on HBO.
Part of the problem?
I tried to go the day I was going to go see it. I was sick. It was a bummer. Just watched it at home, and I really liked it. It's just, it has its moments. It's definitely so slow, and because it is a part 1, it feels like slow for no reason. But if you are in the mood for that shit, which I was, very good time. Just to, we talk about it all the time. Matthew, just settling into a 3+ hour movie.
Das Boot
when
mode.
You have, when
you boot up in Das Boot mode.
Settle in. Yeah.
You have nothing to do. You like turn your phone off, turn the lights off. You got nothing to do, and you just settle in. Like it was good. Yeah. So gorgeous too. Beautiful movie.
I ain't got nothing against a lengthy Western. Hell yeah.
It'll hinge on how part 2 does to see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I like Costner, whatever. Megalopolis, I'm just like, it's funny because like some of Francis Ford Coppola has made some of my favorite movies. Like I love The Conversation, I love Apocalypse Now, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula, dude. Like,
I love that you don't say The Godfather. Well done.
The Godfather's good. Whatever. You don't have to say the fucking Godfather. Obviously, The
A
Godfather.
little movie called The
A little movie
Godfather.
called The God. I've never seen 2 or 3.
Crazy.
Mobster shit, like I enjoy it, but
Yeah,
I don't like seek it out.
Fair,
Like it's
fair.
if it's on, I'll I don't
Totally
really, I just don't really seek it out. But I enjoy it when I put it on. One of those.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett Hallfish says Lisa Frankenstein was the directorial debut of Zelda Williams. Such a fun film. Felt like watching a lost classic from Tim Burton's golden years. Wow. Looking forward to more from Zelda. Yeah, I didn't see that
That's
one.
fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
you
it's
liked
fun.
it?
Yeah. Cool,
shit.
cool goth high school movie. Yeah.
A lost classic from Burton's golden years. That's high praise. That's fun. Except for to Huber.
Like Tim Burton does not make good movies. Like the greatest trick Tim Burton ever pulled on the universe was to make him a household name. Like,
listen,
the dude has like 3 good movies. Come on.
Batman
Yeah,
and
good
Returns.
movies is good.
Batman and Batman. Yeah, that's more good movies than
true.
a lot of famous directors have made.
A lot of misses though. A lot
yeah.
of misses.
Yeah, I'll
Listen.
definitely give you that. Yeah.
Listen,
I'm with you on that.
Way more misses
Yeah,
than your average
80% miss ratio. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Let's see. Let's just do this. Pee-wee's Big Adventure is good. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Hardest skip.
Oh,
ever.
you bite my ass.
Wait, what are you talking
Beetlejuice is good. Batman is good. Edward
Great one,
Scissorhands
great
is
movie.
good. Batman
Skip.
Returns is good. Now, remember for Christmas he didn't direct. Why is that on this? Oh, okay, director.
He didn't
no.
direct that?
No, it's
No,
he
direct that?
presented
He gets
it.
all the credit.
Yeah, he gets all the credit,
Oh,
but
wow.
somebody else directed that. Ed Wood is good. Mars Attacks is good.
Yeah, those are all good.
Sleepy
Those are good,
Sleepy
good
Hollow
runs.
is
All right.
fun, but
Borderline.
You know what?
is fun but not great.
All right.
Planet of the
well,
Apes
hold
is
on.
bad.
I was a
Only
little
one-
harsh.
The only one of those you're gonna give is Sleepy Hollow.
I love Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow.
Planet of the Apes was bad.
That's funny where you draw the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Fish
All right.
was
I was
good.
wrong. I take it back.
I'm
Tim,
doing
sorry.
all of them.
Mr. Burton, I please accept my apology.
Big Fish is good. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is horrible. Never saw Corpse Bride. Sweeney Todd is decent. Alice in
Corpse
Wonderland is
Bride, that was good.
horrible. Dark Shadows is horrible. Frank and Weenie I never saw. Big
Frankenweenie's
Eyes I never
good.
saw. Mrs.
Frankenweenie's
Peregrine's
great.
Home for Peculiar Children is
Terrible.
horrible. I didn't even realize he directed that. Never saw Dumbo, and I haven't seen Beetlejuice yet. So that's
It's
like
not as bad as I thought. You're right.
45%
Yeah,
hit ratio.
that's good.
But his bad movies are so bad that
That
I
it
think they
overtakes me, yeah.
drag the average down. Like if you took the point average,
Yeah.
like his whole oeuvre is probably sitting at like a 70. You know? We can do the math on that. Somebody do the math on that if you feel
It's
like
a
it.
yellow.
He's got some
Yeah.
years though. I stand definitely corrected. I like.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling combative today, I
I
guess.
like. I always forget about Mars Attacks and Sleepy Hollow. Those are
Sleepy
two
Hollow
hitters
is
right
fun.
there.
It's
Yeah.
stupid, but it's fun.
Dawn made me love it.
Oh yeah, it's a Dawn movie. For real. Paul Rogers says 2024 has been a good year, but not a great year for films so far. I'd say the only films I'd put in the great category are Inside Out 2, Dune Part 2, Furiosa, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. All of them have flaws, but not enough to warrant discussion. Anything else? 2024 seems to be another year of belated sequels. Alien Romulus, Inside Out 2, Twisters, Beetlejuice 2, Terminator 0. The thing that feels most worthy of comment is between Alien Romulus and Terminator 0. These are both franchises that I'd basically discounted, had zero interest in ever seeing a new entry, as the sequels had been increasingly awful. What's interesting is seeing the success and failure of these two projects. Romulus starts fantastically, bringing a fresh start with new characters and a new setup for a potentially great new entry. Sadly, it can't maintain this, as it falls hard into repetitive story beats and references to older movies. Yeah. Terminator 0, on the other hand, being an animated series, feels like the stakes are far lower, so it's allowed to be genuinely creative and can explore settings, characters, and ideas never seen in the franchise before. Hopefully we get more sequels like Terminator 0 and the first act of Romulus, and less like the rest of Romulus. I have
Well,
to.
we'll get Noah Hawley's Alien Earth next year, so we'll see how that goes.
I
We'll see.
really like Noah Hawley. I think I love the Fargo show. I was so skeptical, but I love it. I loved Legion, you know? And so I'm very intrigued by Alien Earth. I'm very confused that it takes place before Alien, but there's a xenomorph in the teaser and it takes place on Earth. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
What's the premise here? But
also TV shows freak me out.
I love TV shows, but I trust him. I trust him. So we'll see if I've been wrong before. 2 to go. Mark Hallinan. After feeling kind of let down by Longlegs, I was a bit wary when people started to hype up Oddity as the next scariest film ever made. So I'm happy to report that although it isn't the scariest film ever made, it's pretty great and a lot of fun. Worth watching, knowing as little as possible going in my opinion. Yeah, that's on my list.
Never watch horror trailers. Never do it.
I have seen... Oh, and I like that... I don't know if that's them and they just look a lot like Dan Stevens, or if Dan Stevens is their avatar.
Probably Dan Stevens.
Because, either way, great
pod.
work. Love Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens loves our podcast.
That would be an honor. I love Dan Stevens.
That would be incredible.
Dan Stevens, if you're listening, I love you. Come be on the podcast.
Where is Dan Stevens?
I love The Guest. I love Legion.
Downton Abbey, though.
Downton Abbey, dude. Cousin still Matthew, bitter. Bro.
I'm still bitter about it.
He's a British actor. They're only going to be in 2 seasons max at anything.
That's my favorite thing you taught me.
Yeah, yeah. And here we go. Another Fede Crow. Every time in my head I go FedEx without the X. Fede Crow. My favorite movie.
Name.
What?
I love saying that name.
Yeah, it's a wonderful name. My favorite movie of 2024 is a tie right now between Dune 2 and Alien Romulus. 2 fantastic movies that remind you of how great the experience in the theater can be. Honorable mentions to Civil War, Society of the Snow, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Furiosa for being great movies. However, all of them will be put aside in December when inevitably my favorite unreleased movie of the year comes out, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, because that trailer is sick. For this month's corrections, oh hell yeah. Only one, not an actual correction, but the order of Bond actors are Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Sean Connery again, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig. I always forget about everybody always forgets about Lazenby.
Well, I didn't know where Lazenby was in the timeline.
Yeah.
That's good. I forgot it was right after Connery.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the first time they changed Bond actors, so the joke was indeed addressing that, right, when he says this never happened to the other guy or whatever. Load more comments. Is there another one snuck in here? No? All right, well, a bunch of mine from this year didn't make the list.
Ooh, share.
So, I mean, we've talked about I Saw the TV Glow, but that, for me, is probably my top of the year. And then Love Lies Bleeding, I really loved.
Which I saw, and I really liked. That grew on me. I think it took about a week for it to kind of keep accelerating, but yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Similarly, the power of an amazing theater experience for me too, because I saw that in a theater of probably 90% other lesbians, and boy, we were having a goddamn blast. It was a real good time. Went and saw this with my sister, The Last Stop in Yuma County. Have you seen this, Yubi?
I've seen 310 to Yuma.
Yeah. Not the same. Have you seen this? Have you heard? I hadn't even heard of this. Anya, my sister, just was like, "Hey, let's go see this. I want to see it." It was like a limited engagement at the Alamo.
Badass.
And we went and saw it. And it was a lot of fun. Really tense.
Awesome.
Thing. I had edited a trailer for a movie an acquaintance of mine made called The Frontier. They used a different trailer, so the one that is out there is not the one I cut. But might be the same hotel, the same definitely same vibe of the setting in that movie, and it's one of the same actors. The woman who's also in House of the Devil, I think. What's her name? Jacqueline.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Something. She's really great, and she's in Last Stop in Yuma County. I really liked it. I think you guys should check out Last Stop in Yuma County. It's a real weird one. Late Night with the Devil I had some problems with, but I thought it was fun. I didn't love First Omen. I thought Godzilla X Kong was fun, but whatever. Probably the worst of the series so far. Yeah. And then I wrote down other movies I've seen, but like none of them are faves. So yeah, like I guess those three are my faves of the year so far. I saw the TV Go, Love Lies Bleeding, and Last Stop in Union County. I really want to watch Oddity Cuckoo, Strange Darling, and there's a new folk horror, I think maybe technically from late last year, called Starvaker. It's got Matt Smith in it. Interested in this. There are a few more here. Oh my god, there's a shitload more. All right, we're going to go into fast mode here, unless you guys have some that haven't been mentioned.
Horror movie called In Flames. It's Pakistani. It's really good.
Oh,
also a French horror movie called Infested. Really, really good.
You've been talking that one up. That's
my faves.
Is it spiders or what?
Just a fun one, yeah. Just a fun spider, like Attack the Block style vibe.
Hell yeah. I love Attack the Block.
Yeah.
So Patreon was being strange and just loaded like another group of comments here. So we have more. Matt, did you have any so far that you want to shout out? That
yeah, I'm just surprised no one's mentioned Maxine, which definitely tops my list, and The Beekeeper, the Jason Statham movie, which is
no shit
ridiculous and amazing at the same time. Like I don't think you could watch that and not have a good time. Like it's just dumb fun in an amazing way. Like watch The Beekeeper. Like you'll be like,
his filmography
is he serious?
Is nearly perfect. He is in his movies are always entertaining. He has that Jackie Chan vibe, like where it's just always fun.
That's it. Yeah. That's a good comparison. Yeah. It's a ludicrous movie that just keeps topping itself every couple of minutes, and then like watch The Beekeeper. Yeah, you'll like it.
I needed that little extra push because I wanted to see it, but
you won't regret it.
Perfect.
Quiz Lady's good. Nobody's mentioned Quiz Lady. That wouldn't be the top of my list, but like it was fun. Awkwafina and Sandra Oh.
Okay. I like Sandra Oh a lot.
It's like if you need a kind of like a calmer comedy to like chill out to, which I need a lot of nights.
What Sophia calls gentle comedy. Yeah.
Gentle comedy.
Like when she like if I say something that like is a joke, but she doesn't laugh, but she still kind of, appreciated it. She'll go like, that was some gentle comedy.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't want a movie to like fuck me up. Like Monkey Man. That's another one. Monkey Man. Yeah, Monkey Man is like a fuck you up movie.
Yeah, I did not like Monkey Man really.
Oh, you did not like it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well then, don't watch Monkey Man.
I've already seen it, but
yeah. I mean, I enjoyed Monkey Man, but
Quiz
Lady's not Monkey Man.
There was a lot in Monkey Man that I liked. It's just revenge for me is usually not. It's hard to make interesting as a motivator.
It's a violent movie, yeah. But I think that covers it for me in terms of movies that haven't been mentioned.
What?
No, that covers it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to echo Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes as well. It's one of my absolute favorites.
I gotta see that one still.
Every single one of those
I'm caught
movies,
up. Yeah.
Just like I always end up caring more about these apes than I do from humans and 95% of other movies.
For sure.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Crazy.
Sophia loves those CG apes. She just like starts crying. She just sees them. She's like, oh my God.
So much heart.
Yeah.
So much heart in those movies.
They're amazing. Katie Garza says the best movie I saw this year was in January and nothing has topped it so far, and that's The Zone of Interest. I still think about that movie 8 months later. When anyone asks me, what have you seen lately that you've liked? This is always the top of mind. Shoutouts to I Saw the TV Glow, which I watched last month and became an instant classic to me. Yeah, I immediately want to rewatch it. Kinds of Kindness, which was just fuckery and I loved it. And Furiosa, which was so much fun. I was genuinely surprised by how much I loved it. Yeah. Kinds of Kindness had a lot of stuff I really liked in it. I just felt it was a little too long, but I liked it. Sorry, I need to take a sip. Hooray! Do not become addicted to water. Uzi Suicide says, fave this year would have to be Immaculate. It pays homage to every sleazy, trash-tastic Italian nunsploitation movie of the 70s while keeping things classy. This cinematography is mamma mia. I'm not much for contemporary horror, but this impressed even me. Overall, 2024 has been pretty solid with Longlegs, City Hunters, live-action film Horizon Furiosa, and, of course, Terminator Zero. No fate but what we watch on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, my throat is raw. Nothing has super wowed me besides Immaculate, but nothing has outright sucked either, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, I haven't seen Immaculate. I went and saw Benedetta, or whatever, the Paul Verhoeven nunsploitation movie from a few years ago, and I was like, I was like, would have been interesting to see a woman do this instead, but I love me some Verhoeven. Bita's Burrito, haven't seen a ton of new movies, but Alien Romulus was such a treat. Really glad I went media blackout on it, and the production design was bananas. Also not a film, but Friern is a transcendent slice of anime and such an empathetic meditation on life and legacy. Frieren, one word. Frieren. Never heard of that. Zach Wojnar says, Sing Sing is my pick for the year so far. It's a beautiful story about incarcerated guys rehabilitating themselves through the art of theater, and many of the actors are played by formerly incarcerated people. It's only a matter of time before Coleman Domingo wins an Oscar, and this might just be the one. Yeah, I saw the trailer for this one. It looked super intense. I love Coleman Domingo.
Same.
I really hope he gets something for it. That would be great. Max Miller says, I saw the TV Glow. It's sort of like Skins plus The Matrix in all the best way. What an amazing summary.
Great.
With a unique take that creates something all its own. The cinematography is jaw-dropping, and the soundtrack is one of the best of the year. Or is the best of the year. One scene featuring a band performing in a bar during an important and mysterious conversation had me so locked in. It felt like my blood turned ice cold and I was sinking into the chair. Out-of-body theatrical experience. Yeah, I was listening to that song by King Woman like over and over after that. Other shoutouts: Thelma, June Squibb doing an incredible Ethan Hunt impersonation. Civil War, each shot had such weight, every moment more tense than the last. And Challengers, really just a great and fun excuse to listen to some new music from Trent Reznor and a movie theater sound system. This Thelma movie has me intrigued because one of my favorite movies ever is called Thelma, but it's a different one. It's like a kind of a pseudo horror lesbian coming of age Norwegian horror movie.
Yeah, the Thelma you're talking about. Yeah, that one is fantastic.
That's one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Colt Smith says, "Hello, lovelies. It's been a pretty solid year. Been a pretty solid year so far in my book, and there have been some weird ones. So let's dive in. Late Night with the Devil was absolutely fabulous, and yeah, some people saw it last year, but I caught it in January, and I loved it so much. Outside of the AI posters, yeah." Anything counts too. I even said like, hey, if it was from late last year and you saw it this year, it counts. Whatever. Alien Romulus is a solid alien film, and that means is wonderful. Dune Part 2 is probably the best film of the year so far for me, and I can't wait for a follow up. I had a great time with both Immaculate. The Last Shot is harrowing and legendary. Oh wow! And The First Omen. Longlegs was a blast and the best Nick Cage in a while. I saw the TV Glow was a mind trip. Starvaker, Furiosa, and Exuma, Korean horror drama, were all edge of your seat fun. And yeah, all in all, I'd say it's been a pretty good year so far. Hell yeah, Starvaker, dude, made a mention. Got a mention. I gotta watch that. And Immaculate, apparently.
Yeah.
Jason Wojnar. My favorite movie of 2024 so far is probably Me and Felix. A really sweet coming-of-age movie about a young teen who becomes infatuated with his grandmother's new boyfriend. Interesting. It's based off a memoir written by director Irina Tsiliks. Felix's husband, and I saw it at a Q&A with both of them in attendance. I don't know if it is in video on demand yet, but its international title is Rock, Paper, Hand Grenade. What a fun title.
Yeah.
It's great to get a movie about Eastern Europe, more specifically Ukraine, in the 90s that isn't about organized crime or how bad it was, and a lot of my friends applauded its accuracy to the vibe of the time. That's really nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And Willie Diaz says Dune 2 deserves all the awards at the Oscars next year.
A lot of Dune 2 love.
A lot of Dune 2. Yeah, maybe Dune 2.
Quite a bit. The most.
Dune 2, Longlegs, and Alien Romulus are probably the ones that got the most mentions of our community. Thanks, patrons, for all of those comments. I'm sorry I was so harsh on some of your favorite movies.
You're not supposed to like every movie.
Hell yeah. No, hell yeah. I know, obviously, yeah, there's a lot I loved in both of them. So if you want to get into the conversation, go to patreon.com/reactionshots. Chuck us $1, $3. That's all. That's all it is. Discord, talking in the episodes. That's it.
That's it.
Simple, quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
I'd also like to apologize to Tim Burton for being overly harsh on it.
No, it was fair. It was
Yeah,
fair.
harsh
I
but
thought
fair.
that it was his
The movies are
the
Harsh but fair.
ratio was not looking good for him. You know.
Sleepy Hollow this Halloween. I'm throwing it in.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of vibing on him right now. Yeah,
I'm having it.
reading through all of them, honestly, I was like, oh, he's got more good ones than bad ones.
Yeah.
I'd written
Honestly.
him off a few years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like Shyamalan, you just take those big dips,
Yeah.
release like 3 or 4 stingers in a row. That's hard to climb out of that.
The mind share pollutes the mind share. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back in just a few weeks, with another episode for the September episode. Getting back on schedule here. We will post the topic and discussion prompt and all that a little earlier, hopefully, maybe in a week or so, to give people a little more time. I try to give people more time than I did for this one, to talk about the movies. And if you have an idea for a theme, let us know on Patreon or in Discord, or DM me.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
I saw some in the Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We should
drop
look
it
at
in
those.
there.
We should look at those and
Yeah.
make a list. But we'll talk about James Earl Jones a little bit too later this month. So get some in mind.
Sneakers,
God, I love
amazing cameo.
Sneakers, 10 out of 10
Sneakers,
movie.
yeah.
And then I passed
That
a
is top
cocktail
10
party.
boomers movies. Top 10 boomer
I
movies
love
ever made.
Sneakers, dude. I love-
Sneakers?
Oh yeah.
Number 1?
No, but it's up there.
Like boomer dad movie. Hey,
Yeah.
son, have you seen Sneakers?
Did you see Sneakers?
Give me
My
the
mom
box,
liked
Marty.
it too.
Marty, give me the box.
I just love the scene where he like recreates where they went by sound. Like that's cool. Whistler, what's his name? No, whatever.
That's his name. Yeah.
Is it? Because that's also in
think so.
Blade.
Whistler.
Whistler.
I don't know Blade, but I know Sneakers, and so Whistler sounds right.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably talk a little bit about Sneakers later. We talked about that in our Hidden Gems episode, actually,
Totally.
100 years ago. All right. We will see you in a few weeks. Hop on that Discord. Check it out. Bye.
Bye-bye.